Hey, I thought I'd discuss with you the difference between urgent care and emergency room. So there's some major difference outside of cost. There's some major difference outside of treatment. So you wouldn't want to go to an emergency room if you had a bellyache or if you had a headache, unless it was such a severe headache and you'd already gone to an urgent care and they've sent you to the emergency room for fear of something more serious. So your urgent care facilities are really great for your strep throats, your flu, COVID testing, any kind of minor ache or pain, bruising, rash, that kind of stuff. Those are great. Emergency rooms are going to be better for something where a bone sticking out, bleeding, heart attack, recent possible stroke, anything like that that's very severe, you would want to go to your emergency room. But I will let you know that also a lot of times people get confused and they think that they're going to an urgent care when actually they're going to the emergency room. So my caution for consumers is that before you walk into a facility and get any kind of treatment, you want to be clear about how that affects you from a financial perspective and ask what it's going to cost. There's never been a time when I've gone into a store and made a major purchase and didn't know what the cost of that service was going to be. So urgent care and emergency room shouldn't be any different. And you as the consumer have a right to have a detailed bill and have an understanding of exactly what your cost is going to be. Furthermore, I would highly recommend if you go to an emergency room that you be cash pay. Cash pay is going to put you in the driver's seat. It's going to allow you more control. It's not usually going to lead to a lot of unnecessary charges, and they cannot refuse you treatment for going to emergency room and being a self-pay or cash pay patient. So it is going to give you a lot more leverage. You can always give your card later, but you can't take it back once you've given it. Urgent cares on the other side are going to be standalone facilities, and those standalone facilities are going to be the Rapid Meds, the Minute Clinic, kind of CVS kind of place. Those are typically your true urgent care facilities. They're going to be a lot more affordable for you. And again, you have a right to understand what the charges are for the services that you're going to have. So don't be afraid to ask for what is that going to cost. It's not like they're not going to treat you for something by asking for that. It makes you a smarter consumer and aware of what your out-of-pocket costs are going to be. I had a client call me a couple weeks ago and she was like, she had major medical coverage through a major carrier and she walked into a facility and they wanted to charge her, I think $3,000 for her visit or $300. I can't remember now. And she said, I can't afford that. Well, what she had done is she had walked into an emergency room and they were going to charge her the fee plus her deductible and her co-insurance. So that's when you have a major medical plan, that's what you're going to be subject to. There is a fee that they charge, like a copay. That's your cost sharing, as well as your deductible and your co-insurance when you go to the emergency room, and then any other fees that you have. So it can be a very expensive visit. So if you're going there for a bellyache, just know that you might be walking out with a pretty big bill versus an urgent care should run you about $120, $160 for a strep test and to see somebody and just get a medication. But don't forget about your telemedicine options as well. So that's another affordable option for you, especially if you don't have a break, a sprain, heart attack kind of situation. You're really just looking for a solution to feel better. That might be a good option for you to take a look at. So don't forget about your telemedicine. Make sure you're asking for the price and understand how your insurance works. If you need to know more, please hit subscribe and let me know how I can help you. KJ at Your Forever Agency, we're taking the hell out of health insurance.